Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Free Tip Scout again for a deadline day stream. We love our deadline day streams. Well, I don't because I can often be stressed with them, but it's quite nice to try and get our team sorted for the deadline and just to kind of make the final checks and changes. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We'll do it for Sorare, and I think if we have time, because I don't know the deadline because it changes every week. But if we've got time to do it for Ultimate Champions, we'll quickly go through our teams on Ultimate Champions and see if we need to make any changes there. Also, just a quick heads up in case you've missed it. I know that Twitch Gaming's dropped loads of my links in the chat, and he's very good at doing that. So thank you so much. And when he says the UC deadline is at 3:30 today, okay, cool, really good. Thank you for that, Twitch Gaming. Yeah, also, just a quick heads up. You guys know that now we're not doing evening streams anymore, right? We used to stream in the evening pretty much every day, apart from like 1 or 2 days. And I decided to scrap the evening streams, keep doing the day streams like what we're doing now. But instead of me spending time on the evening on a stream, I can spend that time to do pre-recorded videos, which I can upload to YouTube. So I want to have a bit more of a push on YouTube. I want to do different types of videos and cover different types of things on YouTube that maybe we don't get a chance to do or we can't really do on the stream. But also they're in a much more condensed form so that if you are one of those guys that does enjoy being on the streams, but you just can't get on enough of them because, you know, everyone's busy and the streams are long, then at least there'll be something for you to enjoy on YouTube. So I've just dropped the new YouTube video last night. You'll be able to find it on my YouTube channel. And if you want to find ever my YouTube channel, guys, all you need to do is just type exclamation mark and then I've actually forgotten it. Is it YT or YouTube? I think it's YouTube. Let's try it. Yeah, thank God. I thought the command was exclamation mark and YT, but it's not. So if you ever want to check out my YouTube channel, if you ever want to see what's new that's been posted on there, just type in the chat here on Twitch, exclamation mark YouTube. It then brings up the Nightbot. The Nightbot gives you the link. And over the next kind of 6 months or so, as I get more and more used to doing videos, because I want to try and obviously improve the presentation, make them a bit snazzier and sexier as well. And I want to do maybe some shorter videos, some real short videos, like the YouTube shorts as well. I'll be doing more and more over YouTube as I get more and more used to it, okay? So what I'm basically saying to everyone is that please go and check out the YouTube if you didn't know it already. And if you do know it, do check out the latest video. Let me know what you think. Drop your ideas or feedback, and especially let me know any other players that you thought could have been mentioned in the comments on that video. And yeah, of course, if you've got any ideas or suggestions as to like how I can make the videos better or what you'd like to see done differently, I'm very receptive to the feedback, okay? I'm taking my first dip into YouTube, so I'm basically an amateur. So, you know, they're not really like almost like a no frills videos at the moment. As I say, as I get more and more used to editing the videos and more confident with doing certain things, they'll start to get a bit more of a bigger, grander, more sophisticated presentation and stuff on it. So yeah, let me know, guys, how you like the new video. And hello to everyone as well in the chat. We've got quite a few people in here already, which is good to see. Enjoyed the YouTube video yesterday, says Big Merc. Thank you so much, man. I think there's some absolutely quality players from the video. Personally, I couldn't believe how cheap they were. So if you're looking for cheap golden players in Sorare, that video is for you. Twitch Gaming says my UC rewards and the pack are ready to be opened if you want to. I just couldn't find a speech channel on your Discord. Yeah, we don't actually have one set up. We don't have a voice channel set up on Discord. But we could still do like the video. You could video like screen capture, and then I could just provide the audio, I guess, right? Did you change your setup, FTS? I did. Have you only just noticed that, Rude? I changed it last week. Yeah, so I used to have my desk and all the computer and everything. I used to have it to the left of me here. So I used to have it, almost horizontally. But I've changed it now, so I think it's better. Yeah, I think it's a lot better. Composition wise of the shot, and you see more of me and less of the background, which is, nobody wants to just tune in and see a background, do they? And there was just almost too much of this wall that I don't really like, and I didn't really want to have too much of it in the video. So now you see less of that. You see more of me kind of almost superimposed on the shot. I just think it's a little bit better for YouTube as well. Saw you got a card in the midweek. This is from FPL Thinker, sorry. Yeah, I did. I'm going to run through that in a minute. I'm really happy with that. In fact, I'm delighted with that. I'm going to show you guys why. And then hello also to Audris Fanagaris as well. Hello to, who else haven't I said hello to? Hello to Looking for Food. Oh, I feel like we've not seen Looking for Food in the chat in ages. I don't know why, but Looking for Food's name always tickles me. Whenever I read it, I don't know, it just always gives me a good feeling, Looking for Food. So Looking for Food's in here as well. Who else have we got in here? Manjit's in here. Hello to Manjit as well. And am I missing anyone? I'm sure we've got more in here who are just lurking. So hello to all the lurkers as well. Feel free, if you are lurking, to jump in and get involved in the chat. If you enjoy the talking points, or if you feel like you've got something to contribute towards anything we're talking about here, there's just a ton, and I really mean this, there's like a ton of great people that always jump on our chats and our streams every day. So it's just a great place to be, and it's a great place to connect with other managers out there. Free Tip Scout, can I redeem Show Me the Money coupon today? You can. Yeah, ideally I didn't want to put more money into the game, but I've always said that for stuff like this, I will make a random ad hoc deposit. I don't actually have enough balance. You can see it here. I've got like 351, and obviously for Show Me the Money, I need a tenner. So I'll just throw a tenner in, and then I'll do it actually now. Do I do it now? Yeah, I think I do it now. Oh, we've got an offer here from Fraban as well. So Fraban, I don't know who Fraban is on the chat. But Fraban, if you are here, I'm guessing you're here somewhere on the stream. Thank you so much for a very generous donation here of 3 limited cards: Justin Meram, Ben Sweat, and Andre Girotto. These are 3 good players, actually. So thank you so much for the donation. We're going to accept them. And then these cards can be won if you are a subscriber to the channel. So if you are new to the channel, we will run giveaways on pretty much every stream. The guys here, so you guys actually, you trigger and you determine how many giveaways we do each time we go live. And you do that by activating what's called a Free Tip Scout Fund coupon on the channel. So the more that you jump on the streams, the more of those coupons you earn. And then when you earn a certain amount, you can redeem them for certain benefits and rewards. And these could be things that benefit you directly, or they could be things that benefit the channel, the community as a whole. And one of those is a giveaway time, which then means that we can get a giveaway started on the stream. So we're going to accept this here from Fraban. Thank you so much, Fraban. And what we're going to do, we're going to throw these cards into the next giveaway that we do. Okay. And also because we need to do Show Me the Money. Can we do Show Me the Money now? I think if we can do it now, I'd like to, because it then means that if I think FBL Thinker wants to redeem it, so if he's quick enough to do it, then he'll get it. But I think it would be great if we could do it now, because it then means that we can buy a player for somebody who redeems it, who can then potentially use that player for this weekend's game week. So why don't I throw a little bit of money into here? I only need to throw a tenner in, right? Oh, not 109. I'm going to throw a tenner in. Okay. Look at that. That's so, I think we take it for granted how amazing and how painless that is to put money into Sorare. And I actually don't think that Sorare probably get enough praise for their Web3 cash wallet. Because look at that. I said, let's just put a tenner in. And literally within 10 seconds, we just clicked a few buttons and it's in there. It's done. Look, we've already got it in our balance here, £10. It's so good for a Web3 game. I think this is just such a huge achievement for Sorare to do. I love it. For all of Sorare's flaws and for all of Sorare's frustrations, this is one of the things that I probably can't praise Sorare enough for, getting this this cash wallet in the game. It just makes it so easy to deposit in the game, to withdraw. Honestly, I've said it before, I think as the Web3 gaming industry gets bigger and as there's a bigger adoption from consumers and users for like games in this space, I genuinely do believe that in the future, companies or journalists or academics will use Sorare's Web3 cash wallet as an example, almost like a case study example of one of the big drivers of change and adoption for games in this space, because this is just basically taken away all that horrible frustration and complication of like crypto. It's just completely removed it. It's such a clever thing that they've done there. Depositing ETH is so difficult. Yeah, it is. It's a bit of a pain, and it's also lengthy. It also encompasses fees as well. The fiat wallet, this is the main reason actually why I keep a cash balance rather than an ETH balance, because I just think that this is just so easy and so much better in comparison to the ETH wallet. But each to their own. Right. We have £10 available. If you don't know what we're going to do, we have a benefit that I give everybody on the stream. You do not need to be a subscriber to get this benefit. Everyone, right? And I mean everyone can get a card bought from me. So any card that you want, up to a maximum budget of £10, I will buy you that card live on the stream. No strings attached. It's not a joke. It's not a scam. It's genuine. And a lot of people still don't know that. I buy you a £10 card or a card worth up to £10 on Sorare to say thank you for your support, for all of your time, and just your efforts and energies on the streams, okay? So we're going to do it. Hopefully we can do it now. I'm going to open it up. So show me the money is now available. And hopefully you can redeem it. Arthur Nice has redeemed Show Me the Money protocol. Good try. Good try, Arthur. Right, so Show Me the Money's up. Yeah, so if you can redeem it, and if you want to redeem it, then redeem it now. And then we'll buy you a card live on the stream so that you can then get that player before deadline. You tried. Does it work? Okay. So I'm going to leave it open. The reason why I don't think you can actually redeem it right now is that it is on a timer. It's on a 7-day cooldown timer. And when we last done the Show Me the Money, it was last Friday, but I don't think it was by this time last Friday. I think it was a little bit later in the stream. So yeah, that's yeah, I can't actually see the amount of time that's left over in the cooldown. Or can I? Hold on. Let's have a little look. Can I see the countdown, the timer? Can you guys see the countdown? I'm looking for the timer. It has a 7-day redemption cooldown, but I can't seem to see the cooldown on it. If you guys can see the cooldown timer on it, then please let me know. You can't see it, no? Yeah, I think that's something that Twitch should definitely look to add. Because I'd love to know how much of the cooldown timer we've got. It definitely is today, because the last time we done it was last Friday. No, I know it was last Friday. Yeah, I know it was last Friday. We could go in and we could check it, but we've got bigger things to do, haven't we, really? We need to be doing our lineup. So it is today, hopefully later on this afternoon. If you guys just keep checking it, especially FPL, because I think you want to use it, right? Just try and redeem it every half an hour or something, and see if you can do it. But yeah, we should be able to do it later today. Okay. In the meantime, let's move it on, okay? Let me show you how we got on from the midweek, because we're winning a card reward from the midweek, and I'm very, very happy about winning a card from the midweek game week. It's only a tier 5, okay? But look at how we've won it. We're winning a tier 5 rare. We got 265.3 points, which, trust me when I say, is never enough, really, to win a card on the weekend. But in the midweek, you can sometimes get away with winning a card with such a low score. And what makes this even more impressive is that we won a card with only 4 players here. We had a DNP from our goalkeeper. Pepe Reina was in the starting lineup, but then he got injured just before the game. And it was brutal, because I thought, oh, that's probably going to kill our chances to win a card. But no, it didn't. Pepe Reina who? We don't need Pepe Reina. We've hit it. We've hit the reward without Pepe Reina. And to be fair, we've done it comfortably. Look, we're 219th. And in order to get into the prize positions here, you needed to finish in the top 336. So we're comfortably in it. Look, we were 16.9 points clear of the last prize position. And that is with a DNP in our team. So honestly, I always say it, and I'm going to say it again. If you are struggling to win card rewards on the weekend, then do consider spending more time or maybe more energy, more focus on getting your lineups better for the midweek, because the midweeks are great opportunities to win something. There's often a lot lower scoring. There's often a lot lower competition as well, because not everybody can enter a team for the midweek. And you can see here that, you know, we've won a card with 4 players, which in the current landscape of Sorare is so unusual to do, because you often need 5 players to win something these days in Sorare. So I'm so happy with this, even though it's a tier 5. I'm happy because we've won it. We've done it with a low point score, also with a DNP goalkeeper. But the other reasons I'm also happy is that I went out and I bought Marcelo Benitez, because I really wanted to have a go and to strengthen our chances to win something. So I bought Benitez, and I also bought Pepe Reina. I done it on the cheap, so this is not an expensive team at all. This is an absolute budget team. I think Garces cost me about £20. Pereira cost me £1.79. Benitez, to be fair, cost me about a tenner, which is a little bit high actually for this type of player. But I kind of needed to do it because he was the only player really that I was interested in that had an L15 score of 32, which is what I needed to make this team work. So I kind of paid for his low L15 really. And then Cosio, I think Cosio cost me about a tenner. Pepe Reina cost me about 180. So it's a real budget team. And I'm really happy about it as well because, of course, I don't have my best players available for midweeks, right? So I'm often having to work with just whatever I've got rather than the best players that I've got in my gallery. And these were the players that I basically had, and they've been able to deliver some kind of return. So, yeah, we also wanted to win something this week, and we didn't really care whether it was a tier 5. So tier 5 rare, I honestly, I don't mind if we win a card tonight and it's like a player that just pure DMPs. We're probably going to hold on to that card. Ideally, it'd be great if we got a card that has a really low L15, because one of the things that I've noticed is that, and we noticed it when we were lineup building for this weekend, is that a lot of our players now have been doing really good, which is great because if they're doing really good, then it shows that we picked them up when they were much lower in their L15s, and they've then proved us correct because they're now much higher. But the problem is that if you have too many players that have high L15s, then you're going to start to struggle to fit them into the capped competitions that you maybe want. And that's kind of what I've been seeing with a few of my players. So it's probably quite good that we've won a tier 5 because we could do with having a low L15 type of player. Yeah, it's not going to be a player that's going to be very valuable, like financially, but it's probably going to be a player that we're going to really value to give us an extra option for the cap modes. And at the moment, with the transition to the new format, I kind of want to try and maximize our card wins that we can get from the capped modes before they are all scaled back, because I tend to do quite good in the cap modes with the scouting that we apply and the types of players that we target. And we do it all on a budget here. Hello to Ligma, and also thank you to Sleepy Eightfin, 1997. Thank you so much for the follow, man. Welcome into the channel. Guys, that's how I've done this midweek. We're going to get a tier 5 rare. We missed out on winning anything else, but that's okay. Our main focus was winning something here. How did everybody else do? Like, did anybody win a card or threshold from the midweek at all? If you did, we can probably bring your, we can check out your team live on the stream. We might have actually been able to win something in 220 if it wasn't for Andre Blake completely car crashing here. We would have probably won at a tier 5 limited here as well. But yeah, and look, it was one of those midweeks that looked very frustrating. We had 2 DMP goalkeepers, which were expected to play. Does 5 even account for threshold? 50p. 310 points in All-Star, 150 SO coins. No card reward then for 310, Arthur. David says he is 3 points off a tier 5 in a limited cap 220 with a DNP goalkeeper. Was it a DNP that was out of the blue? Or did you know he was going to DNP, but you just wanted to try your luck with 4 players? Yeah, you knew he'd DNP. That's a really good effort, though, to come so close to getting something with a DNP goalkeeper. Very good effort, man. Like, yeah, I would have done the same. And, you know, 3 points is really not a lot in Sorare, so you're very unlucky there. Like, 3 points is basically an extra tackle. So you get an extra tackle from someone, then you're getting a reward. Do we know when we can deposit or withdraw Una? No, not at the moment. Not as far as I know. Hopefully soon, though. Paolo Hora, hello to you, man, tuning in from YouTube, says he won a tier 3 limited into 70 because I failed with the West Ham captain. Okay. Changed from Bowen to James Ward-Prowse last minute. Champ EU, no cards with 366 points there. Still, though, to win a tier 3 is very good. So congratulations to you, Paolo. But it hurts, doesn't it? It stings when you make a last-minute change like that. And then sometimes you can make that change out of panic. I've done it myself, where I've been still with a few minutes to go before the deadline. I've kind of been in two minds about what I should do with the captain. And I almost just kind of panic click and think, okay, that's who it's going to be. And you just, because you're running out of time. And then you look back and you're like, oh, I chose the wrong one. But still, congratulations for the tier 3, man. Yeah, so we're going to open this later on tonight. I haven't looked at the prize pool, of course, because it's a tier 5. So it means that we will get anything and everything. Excuse me. But I'm just very happy that we're winning a card. And hopefully we can keep that going. So let's focus on the weekend game week now. Let's go over to Sorare Pro. Okay. So here's our lineup that we were just talking about that we've just won something from, which is pretty cool. And then we have about 2 hours. In fact, we've got 2 hours and 15 minutes until the new game week. So there's a couple of checks that we need to do. I think actually, I didn't have a light on there. It's better. I think actually we've got, I think our teams are pretty set, but we do need to make a couple of last minute checks here. I've entered in every comp I possibly could. I have too many players, but did you win anything, Rude, or not? So this is the team that we are, I think at the moment, going to enter into Champ America Rare. It's one of our strongest teams in Rare, and for good reason, because we are trying to win the new in-season MLS cards from the prize pool. I was a bit worried about Quintero because he came off injured in the last game, but I've checked the Quito Twitter account, and he actually looks fine. He's in training. And I think also on Play Sharper, when we looked at it, I think yesterday, Quintero was at 75% to play. So I think he's fine. I hope he's fine. I'm going to keep him in the lineup. I think he just had a knock. This game week only cap 220, or sorry, cap 2, what's that? Cap 220? It had Reina as well, but rest of the team also did not do that great. Is someone going to compete in the MLS Special? This is a good question. The MLS Special doesn't kick off this weekend, but yeah, I'd also like to know who's going for the MLS Special because it starts next weekend. We actually, on yesterday's stream, we we ran through like how much a kind of a budget but semi-strong team would cost, and I think it cost us around £65 to put a pretty strong limited team together with 3 new in-season cards and then 2 classic cards. Yeah, look, Quintero's here. Dominguez, we know, is a starter along with POV. I think Quintero should be fine. I hope he will be. We're not going to mix it up. So Dominguez, Quintero, POV. We're going to captain Quintero again because when he plays at home, he produces his best scores in Sorare. Then we've got Peter Musa and Zampedri. Now, Peter Musa has the potential to do very well this weekend. We are just going to quickly check to see whether there's been any changes to his projection that he's going to start. He is the main starter. He's the DP. DP stands for designated player, which means that he's one of the highest paid players at the club. And he's probably, he's probably the first name on the team sheet now for Dallas every week, along with Ferreira. Yeah, Peter Musa projected here on RotoWire, and then we'll just double check it. Not expecting the expert to say anything different here. I was thinking of trying to go for it, but probably will sell on high those in-season cards. So are you doing it, or have you decided that you're not going to do it then? Yeah, Musa there. And then we're going to go with two forwards in Champ America. Zampedri should start. And I'm actually expecting Zampedri, who I covered in my video yesterday. I'm actually expecting Zampedri to score this weekend. Yeah, Zampedri's there at 80%. With Tapia and Amperero. I am expecting Zampedri to score this weekend. Zampedri has been suffering from a little bit of a downturn, but he's one of those players, because he's so quality, he's one of those players where if he has one or two bad games, then you can expect in the third game for him to then deliver something. So look, he scored, he done good here, but then he had 2 games where he didn't do anything, which, you know, for some players, that's fine, that's normal, right? But for Zampedri, not so much, really. This is probably 2 or 3 games, is almost like the longest that you should expect Zampedri not to deliver something. And this weekend, he's at home against Audax. I actually think that he has a good record against them as well. He's going to score. I'm fully expecting Zampedri to score. So with Zampedri in the projected lineup, I think this is a very strong Champion America team. And I actually want to see what the lineup builder on Sorare data, would give this team a score. Okay. So interestingly, the lineup builder is telling us to pick Dominguez, Quintero, and Piovi, which is what we're doing. It's also telling us to captain Quintero, which is what we're doing too. It's then also saying to play Zampedri, but it's telling us to play Amperero instead of Peter Musa. And I kind of get it, because he's a defender. He has a chance I think he has a good chance for a clean sheet. Yeah, 36% for a clean sheet, 45% for a win. His opponent's score is 54 as well, which means that he has the potential this weekend to deliver a score of 60 points or more without a decisive. And it then means that we keep a stat going. But for sure, we're going to play Peter Musa over Amperero, because Musa is one of those players that actually is not fully reflected by his data. Okay, so this is a player that has the potential to hit 70, 80. And at the moment, Sorare data, when it looks at the historic data for this guy, there are hints that he can do it because he's done it before, but it will be calculating what he can do based off this. And actually, what he can do is way better than this. So we would play Peter Musa here. And again, it's a forward playing for a very dangerous team up front with a home game against Vancouver Whitecaps. And there's just a huge potential here for 3 goals scored. Yeah. I think the other thing with Peter Musa as well, Rude, is that he has had very few starts over the last year, and now he's starting every game. So you have to factor that in, that now he's starting every game. He should, in theory, and he will, start smashing more decisive scoring, just really big scores in Sorare. And we actually want him in Champion America because he's so good that we need a classic MLS card like him to try and win us an in-season MLS card. What do we reckon, guys? Is this going to win anything or not? Are there no Premier League competitions this weekend? There are not, because there are not enough Premier League games which are playing. There needs to be half the Premier League games that are playing in order for Premier League competitions to open up. And it's the FA Cup this weekend, I think. I think it is the FA Cup, isn't it? You reckon a podium, Arthur? Oh, I tell you what. I feel like this team has the potential to win podiums, but we are hoping that it can do it. It's a very, very good team that doesn't have really, of course, many MLS players in it. Guys, what do we reckon? It's a question for the whole chat. Reward or no reward? I'm going to say reward. I don't want to jinx it, but I do feel quite confident with this one. And all of the players have home games as well, which I think works really nicely. I think one of the difficulties with Champ America is that you need to finish quite high up. So it only pays up to 175 at the moment. At the moment, there's 1,709 managers that have entered a team. So we have roughly a basic 10% chance to win. Totally not biased since I have 4 of these as limited. Are you entering them into Champ America, Rude? Like, where are you playing these players? All-Star as a punt, since I have another stack for America. Okay, cool, man. I think it's a pretty strong team for All-Star. Yeah, I do. You've got a very good chance, actually, of getting a reward there, even in a competitive competition like All-Star Limited. Sam Pedri's going to score. Sam Pedri's going to score. I'm backing him to score. Right. Next team, we will just do some final checks on, is the Cap 220 rare. Now, I like this team. We've got Anto Grigic as the captain, and he has a home game, and he's the type of player that can provide attacking returns, good decisives, and very good scores in his AA, which means that he has the potential to hit scores of 80 points or more. And I think he can maybe deliver that type of score this weekend, which is why he gets the captaincy. Victor Edvardsen has an away game against Heracles, and I don't really rate Heracles, of course. They're the newly promoted team. Go Ahead Eagles are quite strong. They're having a pretty good season, actually. And Victor Edvardsen has a really low L15, which makes him perfect for Cap 220 because I think his L15 is like 41. Yeah, it is there. And he has the potential to outscore that by 20 because if he gets a goal, he'll jump to 60 and he doesn't really have much AA. So maybe he'll get like 60 or 65 or something like that. But that's really good overperformance, and I think he can in this fixture score. Advanced and triple AA pick score. Does he really? Let's have a look. In cap 220 rare. For my forward, let's get rid of the limiteds here. In fact, we might as well put our goalkeeper in, Patrick Zubsuk, and then we can get rid of the limiteds here. Like that. Advancing only has a B rating, a B pick score, in 220, and it's because of his scoring history. Yeah. I think if you looked at him as a pick score in the game week, then he'd probably have like a AAA, as you mentioned, right? But yeah, in 220, not as high, but definitely when you look at his opponent's score and you look at the win percentage for Go Ahead Eagles, he's definitely got a really good chance, I think, to grab a goal or some kind of an attacking return. Look, Peter Moose is up there as well. Biaki's up there. Anti-Air, Petri. I'm telling you guys, we've got a good weekend here, potentially. Our teams could do very good. So, advancing up front, Grigic is the captain. Now, this one's an interesting pick because Meli Mullenstein, when I looked at it, Meli Mullenstein was not in the projected lineup. And I don't know why. From the expert. Because Meli Mullenstein plays every game. But look, he's not here. Yeah, somebody's asked the question, what is this here? Okay, so he's asking him, Meli Mullenstein used to be 90%, but now gone. And then the response here is what? That's right, he has a groin injury. Okay. So that he's not mentioned here as a player that's injured, which is why I was wondering why he was missing. Right. If that is the case, then we are going to need to. We're going to need to. We're going to need to swap him. This was from March the 14th, and this was from March the 9th here. Let's click on this one. This is probably going to be the story that's telling us that he's injured. Vitesse is missing Mullenstein for the time being. Vitesse will have to do without Mullenstein. He's struggling with a groin injury. Yeah, okay. Right. Okay. We were hoping that he would be the solution here for our cap 220 because one of the positions that we were struggling for was a defender that was less than 40, and we've only got 40 with this team to spend. So he was perfect because he had a really good home game against Almere, good XP, so good bonus there, and it's Mullenstein. So he's not had the best season, but he has the potential still to score really well. Now it's tricky because we have Luca Hugebar, but Luca Hugebar is not projected to start. So we may need to go and buy somebody. We may need to see if we can pick up like a defender for like £2 or £3 before the game week starts. Look. Hadasic is preferred at the moment to Huge Bar. Oh, I had a feeling we might need to do this, and I didn't really want to do it. But okay. I do actually think that this team has a potential to win a card. If I didn't think that this team had a potential to win a card, then I probably wouldn't go and do it. We've got Baptiste Rouge and we've got Kevin Kraus, but they don't really tend to start. Let's have a look at the two Bundesliga here. Like Kevin Kraus doesn't really start at the moment. No, look. 10% there. And then in League 2, for Guingamp, Baptiste Rouge is nowhere to be seen. Okay, time to buy a player. So, Scout, Player and Card Finder, Defender, the must have an L15 of 40 or below. Okay, and then we're going to put a budget on here because I've just put £10 into the game. I had £3.41. We've basically got £3.41 to spend. So let's say £3.50. Right, let's go back. Filter. Yeah, that's okay, Twitch Gaming. Yeah, that's cool, man. Okay, so there's a lot of players here. But, of course, we're really only interested in the best ones. So, ooh, Lionel Carroll's there. He's a good one. Not quite got the fixture that I'm interested in. Let's filter it down a little bit more. Okay, we've now got 80 results there, which is good. Lionel Carroll should still be there, and he is, which means that I've done the search right. I actually want to sort by L40 and descending for now. I'm expecting Lionel Carroll to be high up. We've got Rene Renner. There's Kevin Kraus. There's Paul McGinn. There's Lionel Carroll. I mean, Lionel Carroll could work because Lionel Carroll is a player that I like anyway. He's got pretty good AA too. So I think Lionel Carroll is going to be like my fullback here if I don't find anyone else at all. I've sent a pic of my UC Jumbo on Twitter. All right, Rude. We'll see if we can check that too. Andy Najar, no. Smolcic, this is actually Smolcic's brother. Look, they look alike. They're twins. So Ivan Smolcic, you can see here. Hold on. Look, they're twins. They're both under 23. They're well, I wouldn't say. I'd probably say they are identical. But they are, aren't they? Okay, Gerrit Neuber, Maurizio Pineda. Daniel Amati for Besiktas there. He used to play for Leicester. He's not doing that good at Besiktas at the moment. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to do Lionel Carroll. How is Lionel Carroll available for less than £3? Well, I don't know why I'm asking how, because we know why. Cash here? Oh, okay. This has a really bad bonus on it. Can we do a cheeky one here? Can we do that? It's probably going to get rejected. I think Basilbot's wised up his bot. As in the past, you could make an offer for the lowest card of the same player, and the bot would accept it. But I think Basilbot has added a logic in that prevents that now. Oh, look. Assets in Sport won the Lionel Carroll and sold him to Basilbot. Yeah, he sent us a counter, and the counter's going to be for 523. Yeah, okay. In the past, he would have accepted that because it would have matched the lowest offer there. But he's put a logic in that says that if it's a new season card, which is right, because the new season cards now are obviously more expensive. Okay. This isn't bad, though. 3%. It's not too bad. Let's make sure before we pull the trigger that he is actually expected to play. That'd be a fail, wouldn't it, if we bought the player and that he's not even expected to play. Yeah, he's at 75%, but I'm expecting him to play. It's not that good a fixture really for them. But he's the best defender I think I saw from that list there. So we're going to do it. 3%, let's do it. In fact, actually, can we negotiate this one down a little bit? I don't know whether it's really worth it, but it's actually not worth it. We've got up to 341. He's 337. It's a sign. It's a sign. There we go. Lionel Carroll getting the team. So we've got Lionel Carroll. And now what we can do is we can throw Lionel Carroll in as the low-cost defender here, who fits in perfectly like that. Okay. Confirm that team now. And now we've got our Cap 220 team. And we've still got our £10 for the show me the money. So it's worked out perfectly. It's worked out really good. I really do like this Cap 220 team. I feel like I say that every time. Every week I look at my 220 and I think I really like it. It really makes a lot of sense, right? And I often think that's going to win something. And to be fair, usually they do. Last week I had a very good feeling for our Cap 220 and it just completely bombed. But hopefully this week it can deliver what I think realistically it should be able to, because we've got good players here for 220. With Michael Hoyos, there's always a risk that he's going to start from the bench, right? I don't know why I'm thinking this, but I've just got a feeling that he might actually get a start this weekend. If he doesn't, if he comes off the bench, we know that we can still rely on him to hit a good score, even from the bench. So I quite like this team. It's kind of, it's like heavy, but it's not, it's almost not like not guaranteed that we're going to do great, but there's a potential here that we could do very good. And it could be one of those budget stories where all these players are so cheap, but they massively hit us a good reward here. I'd even take a tier 5, of course, here, but if we can get something more, great. But yeah, any kind of reward here would be lovely. Free Tip Scout, I did a screen recording and send you the pack on Discord so we can still watch it together later after the deadline and see who I got from it. Good man. Yeah, we'll do it for sure. Okay, Eredivisie, we'll just quickly check. Yeah, advancing with the 90% projection to start as well is lovely. We could have technically stacked a little bit by putting Gerrit Neuber in there, and it was a thought that crossed my mind, but I do like Neuber. I think Neuber suffers from injuries though a little bit. Yeah, he does. He's quite injury prone. And his scoring also hasn't been that great. I think also, his scoring's not been good because he's losing the rhythm. He comes in, then he gets kind of injured or benched, then he kind of comes back in. It takes him a while to kind of get that momentum up again, and then he could be benched or he could be injured again. So yeah, I didn't want to do that just to make the stack work. I prefer Lionel Carroll. Okay, 220 is good. Our 240 is good to go. I did check these players yesterday, but I want to check them again. So for test, we've got Room and we've got, ooh. Where's Carlins Arcus there? This is a problem. God damn it. Where is Carlins Arcus now? Why is he not projected anymore? Okay. More digging. This is why we have to do this, right? Before the game week to try and spot stuff like this, right? Why would, why? If you take Carlins Arcus out, then surely you need to say why he's out. This is the one thing that I don't personally like on how the Play Sharper experts make the changes here for their projections, because Carlins Arcus was 90%. And now Carlins Arcus is nowhere to be seen, yet there's no elaboration as to why he's been removed. It's like, what's the thought process to remove him? That's what people want to know. They want to think, okay, it's fine if you don't think he's projected anymore, but why? What's changed, right? From putting a player at 90% to now he's nowhere at all. He's not even mentioned here. Do we have anybody in the chat that knows anything about Carlins Arcus or knows or can get any information about the Eredivisie here? he's here. Did I just like what's happened? Whoa, whoa, whoa! What's happened here? Wasn't there another player that was just here? Am I going blind? Wasn't there another player that was just here, which is why they were asking what's happened with Carl and Zarkus? Oh, he's just updated it. Look, last updated, literally a minute ago. So, God, I thought I was going crazy there. But, like, literally a minute ago, Arcus was nowhere to be seen. And look, it's 1:17 here, and the expert has just updated it. Oh my God. Wow. I was panicking then. I was really panicking because I was thinking, like, why? Why is he not there? I don't know of an injury. He was there last night. Why has he been changed? There's no elaboration as to why he's been changed. Then they've corrected it back. Oh, okay. I went through an absolute roller coaster of emotions there. I feel much better. Yeah. So I don't think we need to panic anymore. I was a bit worried thinking, why have you removed him? Because everyone knows that Carlin Zarkus is the main right back and he's not suspended. I did not hear of an injury or anything to him at all. He's playing very good too. So anyways, he's back in there. Yeah, no, I agree. I understand that. I think the experts do a very good job because they don't get paid. But I do think actually that if you make a big change to like a player that is a main starter and he was in your projection, then I think just adding some kind of a note, it doesn't even need to be a big one, but just like a one-liner as to why he's no longer there, definitely helps people. And I don't think that adds a huge amount of time. But I don't know what, like, I don't know why. Maybe it was a mistake or something. But yeah, he's back in there now. That's the main thing. All right, cool. So Arcus we're going to keep in there, and then Montiero and Pappy. Okay, so there they are. Okay, so we've got Pappy, we've got Montiero as well. Good. And then Anti-Airsex should also be projected to start. In fact, I saw he was last night, but let's just double check that again. Like, I don't think, I think you're right, though. I don't think providing more than a projected lineup is really necessary. So I don't think you need to explain. I don't think anyone's really expecting play sharper experts that are doing this for free and it's super valuable. I don't think anyone is expecting like reasonings as to why everyone is in the lineup, right? But I think, let's say, for example, Lovro Magic, right? Lovro Magic is the main goalkeeper. If Lovro Magic was removed, then probably adding something as to why. Is he injured? Has he fallen out with the manager? Yeah, I think when you see main starters that aren't in there, that were in there as well, that were in the projection before, and then they've kind of been removed, you're like, oh wow, what's gone on then? But yeah, I also agree. I don't think that it's expected, and it's definitely appreciated what play sharper experts do, big time, because they don't get paid, and it can take a lot of time to do stuff like that. I remember Play Sharper actually reached out to me, and they asked me whether I wanted to do a projection, and I had to say to them like thank you, but unless you're going to pay me, I can't do it because I really don't have the time to do it. in between doing content live on the streams to then doing content outside of the streams as well. There's just no way I could do it for free. Like my time would need to cost something. But I massively, massively appreciate everyone. I think everyone does actually, because this is so vital now for building lineups. The play sharper stuff. No, they're not getting paid. They don't get paid. They are just doing it because, you know, it's a good service for the community. But they don't get paid. Personally, I don't think that's... I think this is just my opinion here. Now that Play Sharper are running ads on the site, okay, I do actually think, and you can tell that Play Sharper is monetizing the site more. I do actually think that the experts should get a portion or something now with the monetization coming through on the site. I think that should be like shared, even if it's a small amount, just to kind of, you know, spread the money around. Like before, they had no ads and there was very little monetization on Play Sharper. So it was like, okay, it was like very much a community effort, right? But I actually think that when you start to monetize and run ads and whatnot, then some of that, a proportion of that ad revenue or whatever, the monetization you're making should then actually go to the people that are helping the site to be what it is as well. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. At the end of the season, if we get a high enough percentage, we get given something. That's cool, though. I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that as well, because you guys should get something. And it's then performance related, isn't it? So it's a good incentive for experts to try and be as accurate as possible. Arena tickets. Arena tickets, yeah. Instead of at the end of the season, you get 10 arena tickets. Okay. Right. So I'm happy with the cap 220. I think that's really good. Happy with the cap 240. 270, to be absolutely honest with you, we don't really need to check this because this is like a throwaway team. So we're putting in players that just don't really fit into our other lineups, or maybe we just don't think they have good fixtures as well. So we won't check that one. Challenger Europe, we do want to quickly check though. Biatki, we're going to have as the captain. One of the mistakes that I made last week is that I actually didn't check a lot of my lineups for DMPs, and I ended up, it was funny enough, it was Airseg. I just assumed that Airseg was going to start, and I didn't realize that he was suspended last week. So he DMP'd in my threshold team last week, which was annoying because he played first. So it was very avoidable. But in the end, it didn't really matter because our whole threshold team was shocking. So Biatki's in there. Good. Okay. Then we need to check the Rijeka boys here. Okay, so Fruk, Salahi, Smolcic, good. Okay. Yeah, Nico Yankovic still looks like he's going to be out. We looked at that the other day. I think he's got an expected return for next week. Here we go. Yeah, 22nd. Then Slovic is the number one. So again, not expecting a nasty surprise here. There we go. No Ahmed Augusto, which is why we won't play him. But the other one we need to check is Bocat. Now, the last time I looked at Bocat, I think it was yesterday or the day before, he was at 95%. He's at 95% still. Okay. It's not a good fixture for Bocat, and I didn't really want to play him, but we don't really have an alternative. At least another pretty solid defender, a challenger that we're not already using. Look, Ahmed Agoose, if Agoose was starting, we'd probably play him, but he's not. Garterman is terrible away from home. We're now using Lionel Carroll. We don't have another alternative here. I think this is quite strong, though. Okay, so that's that. All-Star Rare Plus, we don't need to check. It's a throwaway team. All-Star Rare. So Frank Bolly should start. He's now the main starter. Amperero, we checked earlier. He's expected to start too. He's the main starter. Pedro Santos and Morales, we want to have a little look at. They've got Herrera in there, and we know that Herrera should not be available. Yeah, there we go. Cool. I don't know why it's not being reflected. Like, he's put a comment in here to say that, and this was on Tuesday, that Herrera is traveling to the Guatemalan national team camp, but then he's got Herrera in here at 90%. That's a mistake. It should be Antley here. Herrera is also mentioned here. Why? Because Roto Wire are usually quite good. Is he away on international duty or not? And how he is projected for Saturday's duel against DC United by Guatemalan Aaron Herrera. Okay. So he is available then. I'm guessing that's why the expert has then put him back in at 90% because he had Antley. From Tuesday, he had Antley as the main projected starter, but now he's got Herrera. And he updated this last night. So I'm guessing Herrera is available. Wow. Okay. Okay, hold on. He had the option to go earlier as permitted by DC for training camp for the national team, but declined. And we got confirmation he should be at the game. Updated the lineup. Sorry for the confusion. That's very useful from Danya there. So big appreciation for Danya for providing like this kind of an insight, which really helps, you know, because it saves me having to try and find that now. And it just saves me time. And with us trying to beat the deadline here, time is so precious. So actually Herrera's available. Okay, that's interesting. And it's not interesting for this team because we're only looking at it for Pedro Santos, but it is potentially interesting for our MLS specialist team. Let's check Morales here. So if we go back and we check the Argentinian teams now, we should see that Morales is in the starting lineup. He has a horrible game against River Plate, so he could do terrible. Or he could do what Morales does, which we know he can do, which is hit like some monstrous score. There's Morales there. And then Hervey Kofi should be playing as well because he's the main starting goalkeeper for Sporting Charleroi. And I'm not aware of an injury to him or a suspension. There we go. Good. Okay. So our all-star team is very all-star because we've got players from all over and different quality of players as well. But in theory, they should all start. And that's the only thing that I'm really hoping for from my team in all-star, that they all start and then we see if we can get lucky with scoring from them. Okay. So our ratings are good. Okay. Whilst we just looked at the... Messi, as far as we last checked, was not going to be available. But what we could maybe do is we could take Jan Gregus out and we could put Aaron Herrera in there instead of Jan Gregus. So we've then got Areola up front. We've got Hani Mukhtar as the midfielder. Because the whole reason why we made a little bit of a change to our MLS specialist is because we, on Tuesday, when we saw that Herrera wasn't going to be available, we were like, okay, we need to do something then, because we needed to go out and buy players because we didn't have enough. But, you know, Herrera, I want to play over Jan Gregus here, so we could put Herrera in. Yeah, so Messi we know is ruled out, but what I was thinking here is that we keep our common as Hani Mukhtar, and then we just play Aaron Herrera instead of Jan Gregus here. I think we are going to do that. I think we'll also put the captaincy on Herrera now because he's such a monster of a scorer. So we could do that. Let's have a little look at that in the lineup builder. Where's it gone? MLS specialist, and then suggest a lineup. Yeah, so it's telling us to play Kai Wagner as the common, which I kind of get, but we wouldn't do that because he's going up against our goalkeeper. So if we said discard that, get rid of that, we're not going to play Quinn Sullivan also. It was telling us to captain Quinn Sullivan. That's a madness, that. We would play Hani Mukhtar there. And then, yeah, we'd play, where's he gone? Cascante there. And then give the captaincy to Herrera, which gives us a score of 70 for the MLS specialist team. I think Paul Areola could do well in this fixture. But with the way that Herrera's playing right now, we should really be captaining him. Yeah, exactly. And also, you wouldn't captain Quinn Sullivan anyway, because he has no AA. Not really. He's got no AA and he's away from home. Hani Mukhtar's not projected to start from RotoWire, but I think the expert is projecting him, and I kind of expect him to start too. Yeah, he scores 100 now, doesn't he? Completely shows us up. Yeah, he's at 70%. We're definitely going to play Mukhtar. So Herrera's the captain, Paul Ariola up front, Hani Mukhtar in midfield, and then a defensive stack of Stuva and Cascante. I really like it. I really like it. In principle, in theory, this could actually do quite well. We're targeting all 5 players that have home games as well, which, you know, again, you guys know how much significance I put on that in the MLS, is that if you've got MLS players that are playing at home, they will usually do a lot better than away. Okay, let's roll with it. Right, under 23. This is our under 23 team for the weekend. Match Kick, we know is starting. Smolcic is starting, hopefully, as well. Same with Frook. Corridor and Lang, we'll just quickly check, but we're not expecting to see anything like surprising there. You're going with Stuva and Kolmanic as a defensive stack this weekend. You're joining me, Twitch Gaming, with the Austin defensive stack. I hope it pays off for us both, man. Lang is in there. I'm not really a big fan of Kolmanic, but I know a lot of managers own him. He does hit some really big scores, though, from time to time. Yeah, perfect. Okay, under 23 is good to go. Champ America Limited, I don't think I'm too bothered about, but we'll come to that at the end. Challenger Europe is a stack, which we just need to double check to see whether everyone is projected to play. So Koka, Karika, Balkovic, Halushani, and then Taskaran. Perfect. Because that is exactly what we've got. With Halushani as the captain. Is that the right play? I think it is, actually. Yeah. I mean, technically, we could also captain Karika, but I like the AA that we're getting from Halushani at the moment. Yeah. And he's also chipping in with attacking returns too, which is the perfect combo. So good AA potential with good attacking return potential means we have a chance to, even though he hasn't done it, we have a chance of getting a score of 80 points or more from him in this fixture as well against Kayserispor. Cool. So that team is good to go. Our all-star team is probably going to be good to go as well. Yeah. Is it 2:30? I thought it was 3. Is it 2:30, the deadline? There's Ryan Porteous there. Good. That's perfect. Cap 270 is completely throwaway, so we don't really mind about that. Cap 240, where we're going to try and hit 340 to get the $8 with the Luton Town team, is going to be this one here. I think, unless there's been any changes at all. Ah, okay, so it's 2:30. Okay. Okay, thank you for the reminder. We'll check that for sure in a minute. Yeah. I mean, luckily, I don't think we need to spend a lot of time on it. So probably if we go to it in 15 minutes, we should have more than enough time. But thank you so much for the reminder, Twitch Gaming. So Kabor at 95%, Doughty, Burke, Mengi, Hashioka, then Ogben, Morris, Townsend, Clark, Barkley. Okay. Okay. This might be updated, right? Because we've got our Luton Town expert in the chat here. So I guess this could be updated when the press conferences happen later on this afternoon. But I think this is going to be the team that we play. I'm going to go with Ogben as the captain over Doughty. Only change I can imagine would be Oso for Hashioka. Okay, cool, man. Thank you. Thank you, Hatter. Who are you captaining this weekend, Hatter, with your Luton Town team? And what is your Luton Town team? Because I know you've got Barkley, haven't you? Yeah, Barkley. Barkley's dropped off a lot in the price, right? So I can't wait to get him, but I'm going to get him, I think, at the end of the season. I was looking at his price and, it doesn't say it here, but I think the last few sales of him, look, he went for 645, which I think is really good now. So, yeah, I didn't want to pay £40 for him because I knew, look, in the space of 9 days, he's gone from 40, well, in the space of 10 days, he's gone from £50 to £6 now. And I want to try and get him for as cheap as I can, which will be at the end of the season. Yeah, it is Jordan. Yeah, he's changed his name. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it is him. Kaminsky, Mengi, Barkley as the captain, Ogben, and then Morris. Cool, man. Good luck, Jordan. Good luck this weekend. What do you reckon the score's going to be? Because we were talking about this game earlier in the week, and we were saying that this is like the game which can potentially decide whether Luton are probably going to get relegated or not. Like, it's a huge game. I think anything less than a win is going to really put Luton in trouble. Like, it's a must-win game, isn't it? Especially when you look at the especially when you look at the run of fixtures that they've got. So if we type in Doughty here, because after this game, they've then got Tottenham, Arsenal, Bournemouth, who obviously gave them that ridiculous comeback defeat. So hopefully Luton can get revenge against them there. But like Tottenham, Arsenal, Man City, Brentford, I just don't see Luton getting anything from those games there. So I think personally they need to win this one. They need to win the Bournemouth one. And then with the remaining games kind of towards the end of the season after Brentford, I think they just then need to try and squeeze maybe one more win or a draw from one of those last 4. And that will probably be enough. But I think they need another 3 wins here from their last remaining 10 games or so. Doughty can fuck off. I'm not using him again. I want him out of the club this summer. Why is that? Do you not think that Doughty is performing that good? I think he's been pretty good for you guys. I mean, he had a shocker in the last game. He's the laziest footballer I've ever seen. He was at fault for all 4 goals midweek. Oh, damn. Some brutal words there from Jordan. I think his defensive duties or his responsibilities, he doesn't really tend to do enough, in my opinion, defensively. Even though he was doing great this season, at the start of the season, scoring-wise, when you look at his actual stats on let's bring him up, he doesn't tend to make enough tackles or make enough interceptions, really. His tackles, to be fair, 1.6 is fine. His duels are quite bad, though. Doesn't win enough duels. He's not... Don't think he tracks back enough, as what Jordan's saying as well. Did Morris call him out after the game? I like that, though. That needs to happen, because that fires people up, doesn't it? After a big defeat like that. Was you at the game? Was you at the Bournemouth game? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I didn't watch the game, but I watched the highlights. And watching the highlights, like, I don't know whether the highlights of the goals actually told the whole story, right? But watching the highlights of the goals that Luton conceded, it looked too easy. It looked far too easy. Like, I mentioned on the stream, I think it was yesterday or the day before, that what it reminded me of is it reminded me of when you were playing Sunday League football and everybody just starts to cave in. Like, they start to panic when the other team is then score that first goal. Like, all of the training and the tactics go out the window and you just panic and you just completely fold. I don't think it helps as well that you don't have the presence of Loikia in the back line, because Loikia is almost like the Virgil van Dijk, right, of Luton, where he will organise the defence better and he'll keep everyone in line. It's almost like you're missing someone at the back that can take charge of things, no? Like, because the goals look so easy, almost too easy, that Bournemouth scored. Not necessarily the one that Solanke scored, even though I do think that Hashioka should have dealt with him a bit better. But the last goal in particular, I was watching the highlights and I was like, it didn't even look like they really cared, Luton. It was so easy for Bournemouth to play through them there. Yeah, losing both of them definitely hurts you, yeah. Well, I hope that we can win this weekend, because we need to. Otherwise, this collection is going to be a championship collection next season rather than a champion collection next season. So Ogben is the captain. Cool. Right. We've also got in our Cap 220, we're going to go with Kaminsky, Issa Kabor, Jordan Clark to keep the costs down, so that we have a team under the cap. And then we're going to go with Piovi as the captain and Antti Erseggen. I think this team is okay. Again, we're almost doubling down here on Luton. So if Luton have a bit of a shocker, it's going to hurt us in 220 and 240. But this is such a big game for Luton, and it's so important that, given their defeat in the last game, I'm hoping that they've all come together and they're going to bounce back with a huge result here and a huge performance. They know that if they don't get something out of this game this weekend, they're probably going to be down. Obviously not definitely, but this is a game now where they absolutely have to win it. They've got to put everything on the line. Everybody needs to give not 100%, but like 1,000%. So hopefully we get a good score from the Luton boys here. No, he's not going to play. Messi's not going to play, apparently. Frankie Kent is out injured, by the way. Coach said he's expected being back after the international break. Ouch. Okay. Thanks, Twitch Gaming. We need to change that then in Ultimate Champions. And given that we've done all of our teams now, the only thing that we need to do, we need to just complete our academy teams here. And then we're going to go over to Ultimate Champions. Hello to Critical Chris as well. How you doing, man? actually don't think I want to put Pepe Reina in there. Let's put Tim Krul in there. Are you ready for the weekend, Chris? Okay, we need to put... Yeah, we need to put Cosio in there. Probably Suarez. Probably. Yeah. He'd be the most natural player to look at. When, to be honest with you, I don't actually think you need to be looking at Inter Miami. I don't think it's that good a fixture for them. Ah, we've made a mistake there. Carlos Garces needs to be switched out. Maxi can go there, and then we need to put one of our other rares in here, like Mullenstein or Marcelo Benitez. Let's put Marcelo Benitez in there. Hello to Alomjad. How's it going? Good to see you again. I sold my whole gallery and starting with kickoff lineups, but yeah, no more kickoff after 29th of March. So probably going to go with rare instead of limited cards. Good choice, Chris, man. And the rares are so cheap at the moment that it's like building a limited team anyway, which is bad to say, but also good for you. Okay, guys, don't forget about your academy teams, right? Your training teams. Make sure that you enter them. Even if they are listed here, make sure that it says confirmed. Okay, with the new layout, even if you've got a full 5, if it doesn't say confirmed, it's not entered. Okay, so if it shows red here, check it, and then just click the 3 dots here and then press confirmed. I'm just going to double check it to make sure that we haven't missed anything here. I don't think we have. Right, we're good. I think we're good for the weekend on Sorare. We've added our teams, we've done our academy teams, we've double checked the lineups that we want to enter, and we have checked for DMPs as best as we can. So good. We're going to take a very quick 5-minute break, and then when we come back, we are going to scoot over to Ultimate Champions for a little bit. We're going to check our lineups on that, and then we're going to come back onto Sorare. We're going to start to look at the next game week, so the midweek game week, and we're going to finalize our predictions on Pooky as well. So still plenty more for us to do. Don't go anywhere. I will see you in 5. All right, guys, what's going on? What is happening? Just a quick reminder: we've got less than an hour, until the new game week starts on Sorare. So if you've not done your lineups, if you are still trying to figure them out, if you haven't even had a chance to do them or look at them, please do start doing it now, so that you can get all of the things that you need to do, make all the decisions, put the players in the right lineups, and you can do all the DMP checks and things that you need to do before the game week starts. I hate it when I hear about managers that don't get time, don't find the time, or make mistakes before, after a game week has started. So just don't do that. Just spend the next hour to make sure that your teams are good to go for the weekend, guys, okay? We've done it. We've done ours, so I think I'm very happy with our teams for the weekend. And I'm actually going to say that I would love it if we could have a massive weekend. And I feel like we've got the potential to have a big weekend. So the teams that I'm really going to be keeping a close eye on are Champion America Rare, my Cap 220 Rare, Cap 240 as well Rare, Challenger Europe Rare. Then I'll also be keeping a close eye on the MLS Specialist and my Cap 240 Limited, and probably the Cap 220. So a lot of my teams, but I'd say those are the ones which I'm kind of pinning a lot of my hopes on this weekend. Last big game week with the traditional format. True, absolutely. So good point there from Pirek. Captain Mbappe away at Montpellier or Les Malou at home to Lille. I would do Mbappe. Just because I don't like that opponent of Lille. And I think PSG, even if it's away, they should be able to deal with Montpellier. Right, and I think Mbappe could score a few. Let's jump over to Ultimate Champions quickly. The other fantasy game that we play. Ooh, what's happening here? White screen of death. Okay, we've got 3 rewards to open. Shit. Okay, so the game week starts in 24 minutes. Okay. We just need to make our last minute changes here. We've been told that Frankie Kent is out from Twitch Gaming, so we need to make that change there. Let's open the rewards as well. So more of the MGC. 130 there. 25 here. Okay, and then we're going to claim the 2 commons that we've won and more MGC. And we get, okay, Carlo's a good one. Carlo's very good. I think we're lacking a midfielder from this team. Look at that. Brilliant. And then we've also got Damian Barris as well. Okay, good. Right, let's go back. Yeah, you're right. You're right about Verts there. Yeah, it's not even that good a fixture for him, really. So I think I need to replace him. And to be fair, I could probably replace him with the guy that we've just unpacked. Okay, let's go into it. Koeman's fine. Itu's fine. Kankova's fine. Verts, I think, does need to come out. Same with Frankie Kent as well. Is that reflected on Play Sharper too? Probably is, isn't it? How long is he out for, Frankie Kent? Do you know? Yeah, look at that. Coach said Kent is expected to be back in training after the international break. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. It's a blow because we wanted to play Frankie and he's nowhere to be seen here. He's out. It's a weird formation as well, isn't it? Okay. So let's replace the midfielder. Oh, perfect. Thank you for that, Twitch Gaming. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, so Frankie Kent's out. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you. In the league match in UC, do you get anything extra for playing an epic instead of a common? No. No, you don't. You don't get the bonus from playing an epic in the leagues at all. It doesn't count. Oh, we did have him. Look, we already had Muhar. That's interesting. I've not really been using him. But we already had him. Now we've got another one. It makes me think we should play him. I think we will. He's in good form as well. So Muhar there. And then as the defender, we've actually got this guy who I'm now thinking we should be playing. Iokab. Iokab? I think that's how you say it, Iokab. Let's play him because he's in really good form too. So if we take him out here, put him in there, like that. Oh, this guy's the forward, isn't he? Yeah. It's making me wonder whether we need to go harder with the stack here. But Ito's got such a good game against Mets at home. No, let's keep Ito in. I could regret that because this guy's in really good form, but I think this is a little bit tricky to target for a forward because Farrell don't really tend to... They're a good team. They don't really tend to concede loads of goals, right? But I don't mind targeting a midfielder or a defender in that fixture. So let's leave Ito and then we'll leave Krasnicki on the bench here with O'Brien. So we just need to find another defender to fill up the backup slot here. Armas is in there. Innes is in there. Ekpateta is in there. Ekpateta could probably come in here. Frimpong. Sapanuru. He's actually, yeah, let's put him in. He's actually a pretty good defender. Right, captaincy-wise, we could pick... who do we pick? I think I might want to pick Adrian Soot here. He didn't have a good game in the last one. Could also look at a Perry as well. But I think the difficulty with the Perry is that he's away. Let's put it on Soot. Oh, Kankova's very good as well. Kankova's actually got quite a hard game because they're going up against third place here. But yeah, Kankova, good shout. Kankova is arguably one of the best scorers in the game. And he's definitely one of our best commons that we've got. He's playing for Slovan Bratislava, who are the best team as well. Good shout. Yeah, that it should be him. Let's do that. New to Sorare, how should I get started with $100? Hello to Americop 45. If you've got $100, there's a couple of options that you could use with it. If I was you, with $100, I would. Difficult, because you can't build a 240 team if you have not played it, and you wouldn't have played it. I would probably, if I was you, I would probably try and build a new season MLS team in limited, because they're right at the start of their season, and there's a MLS special weekly competition. I'll bring it up for you now. This one here that has over $150,000 worth of prizes to be won, and it's cash prizes to be won. So if I was you, go and look at this blog here. I'll leave the link in the chat for you, and build an MLS team. Build an MLS team in the limited scarcity, which are the yellow cards, and compete in this from next weekend. Yeah, well, one of the reasons why those videos on YouTube kind of lose a lot of relevance is because Sorare are constantly changing things. Doesn't help when you're trying to do content about the game, yet the people that make the game actually don't know where they're taking the game, or it seems like, and so they change the game every 5 minutes. You're like, what I've just done to promote the game is now irrelevant because you've completely changed it, right? But yeah, there are quite a lot of videos out there as well. Does it matter? I have no idea about MLS players. I actually done a stream on this yesterday where I built live on the stream. I think it's like the last hour of yesterday's stream. So watch the last hour, and I built a MLS team that would give you some good ideas and inspiration about how to build one yourself for a good budget as well. Okay, so this team's good. Yeah. Anyone who has a collection score of 100 can get airdropped new cards, yeah. Which I think is brilliant. It's one of the features that I like the most on Ultimate Champions. It's one of the reasons why I also spent the last 3 months or so making sure I had enough of a collection, because I'm pretty sure in about a couple of weeks' time, they're going to start to launch new cards in the game. We can't do this one. Wait, what is this here? My collection score on Ultimate Champions, I think, is 140 now. About 3 weeks ago, it was only about 60 or 70. Yeah, I got 140 now with the 14 epics that I own. So we automatically qualify for the holders first program. I've got some good players in my gallery now. Look at that. Some promising players anyway. We've already done teams for these tournaments, so I was just double checking that we haven't missed any. It doesn't look like it. Like this one, we could try and do, but we don't actually have enough epics to do it. So we're just going to skip that one. We've used up all our epics now. Cool. We're good to go. Wait, did you not buy a jumbo? That one doesn't guarantee an epic. No, it doesn't guarantee an epic, the jumbo packs at all. But I unpacked, I pulled an epic from a jumbo pack. And I tend to do it quite often because I think it's a 10% chance, but it feels like more. Do we have We don't have any of our players on sale. Let's do that now. One of the good things about Ultimate Champions is that there's no list or play. So you can play your cards and list them for sale at the same time. So the way that Sorare used to be is still how it is on Ultimate Champions, which I think is great because I'm not a fan of list or play. I never have been. The way I look at it, it's my card. I own it. So if I want to play it and list it at the same time, then I technically should be able to. So I do like that about Ultimate Champions. All right, cool. If you want to get involved in Ultimate Champions, by the way, and you don't have a link, then there's a link right there. Do use it because you'll be able to get some UNA, which is the crypto cash, actually. It's a crypto token that is worth real money. You'll be able to earn, I think it's up to 200 if you use that link. You need to spend, I think, about $20 in the game first of all, and then you can redeem it. But once you sign up using that link, it guides you through the checklist that you need to do. And then once you've done that checklist, it then tells you that you're available to claim the reward. Okay, Ultimate Champions is done. We've got a lot of pages up here. They upped it to $40 now. You can see it on Invite Friends. Wow, that's good. It's so overwhelming to learn the game. Guys, look at that. I'm so happy, America Cop, to hear you say that. I'm not, because I don't want to hear that new people to Sorare are finding it overwhelming. But this is actually something that I have been, and we as a community have been saying for a while, is that if you jump into Sorare and start playing it today, it's not very easy to understand what to do, where you need to go. Even this page, which they've recently redesigned, I've been very critical of this because I've said that if you're a new user and you come to this page, you're going to be like, what the fuck does this mean? Like, what is this here? Because this is not good design that invites and welcomes new users to the game. Like, just blanket covering all the competitions and just literally spamming them on the screen like that is not good user experience at all. If you're completely new to the game, then try and play Rivals if you can, because that's quite a good introductory step to the pro version. If you don't want to play Rivals and you want to play pro, then the best advice I can offer you will be to jump on these streams as much as you can. Because by jumping on these streams, we cover Sorare every day. We got so many knowledgeable people here in the streams that have been playing Sorare for years now that can guide you through the process. We can answer your questions. And just from watching as well, what I do live on the stream, you'll be able to pick up and learn quite quickly where you need to go, how you need to play the game, what you should and shouldn't do. and just really good ways to navigate the game as well. Honestly, is anything that Sorare is doing outside of Rivals user friendly? Good point. Good point from Choki. Check my pack I sent on Discord. Yeah, let's do that. I forgot about that actually. We need to check that. I played Rivals, but there are no rewards there, says America Cop. I mean, this is gold, isn't it, guys? This is literal gold that we're getting from America Cop. It's great to hear it from a new user as well, America Cop. So don't worry. I'm not trying to embarrass you or anything, but the things that you are saying in the chat. So first of all, Sorare's really good and Sorare's really fun. It's a great game, but Sorare's not perfect. And unfortunately, the team behind the game often make a lot of decisions, design decisions usually, that don't actually make a ton of sense, right? And we try to help them with feedback and constructive criticism to make the game more appealing for new users like yourself and to make the game just much more accessible and easier to understand and play for new users. But unfortunately, kind of frustratingly, Sorare tend to do things which make the game a little bit harder to understand or more confusing to wrap your head around. And we often tell them that. I tell them that personally. And yeah, they are getting it, but they're very slow to really embrace it, what we're saying, and implement it in the game. So the fact that you're saying the same things that we have been saying makes me feel like we're not the only ones that are thinking it, and that there are probably other new users like yourself that are in the same boat. It doesn't make it good, and I really wish that Sorare would hear from more people like yourself to say that the game is just a little bit clunky or too convoluted or just very confusing. They need to do a lot better at making the game easier to understand and play. But Rivals is part of that. Rivals, they've kind of, this Rivals game mode is like Sorare Pro, but the light version. But of course, you just mentioned that Rivals doesn't really have any rewards in it. It does, but actually not really enough to be playing it enough. They have this reward box system here, which the guys in the chat will tell you I am super critical of, and I've always been critical of it. I like a reward box as an idea, but the way that Sorare are doing this here is not rewarding or motivating. It's not fun to play this game mode to win more tickets, to then go and spend those tickets to win more tickets. It's an absolute nonsense. And even though you can win the rewards that really matter, there's actually not a fixed way in the game where you can climb a leaderboard and then end up winning rewards that way. So it's a good way to introduce you to the mechanics of the game, the basics of the game, but it's not very rewarding. So if you then want to move to Pro then kind of presents you with this screen here, which I have already been telling Sorare I think is awful. But this is going to change soon and hopefully be a lot more user-friendly. But yeah, even forget about the layout of it. If you're new to Sorare, you won't really understand what is the competition that I need to focus on. Like, what is the big difference? Is Cap 220 better than All-Star? Is Challenger better? Is it a higher up division or a higher up competition? None of that's really explained, which is another reason why Sorare have recently announced a big overhaul to the way that they are going to structure the competitions in the game. So the best advice that I can offer you, America Cop, is to just jump on the streams as much as you can. Watch the videos that have already been recorded on my Twitch and YouTube. And by doing that, you will start to understand the game much better. Arthur, good luck to you as well, man. Do arena tickets not excite you? Yeah, exactly. There's a question from Rude there. How dare you, America Cop? How dare you say that there's no rewards in there? when you can win arena tickets and more arena tickets and more arena tickets, right? Yeah, we feel your pain. Just in case you don't know, if this is the first time you've ever been on the channel, I don't even play Rivals because I don't see the point in it at the moment. With there being no rewards to winning it, it just seems a little bit pointless, really. But for new managers, it's very good because you can get the basics about what the game is about. But once you've grasped the basics here, it's probably not going to fulfill you if you are really looking to win stuff, right? That matters, because it just doesn't have that in the game at the moment. Right. What we do in Twitch Gaming. Let me have a little look. Okay. We're going to dive over to Discord really quickly because Twitch Gaming has given us a video to watch here of his pack opening on Ultimate Champions. You guys can see this, can't you? Yeah, you can. Okay, so this is Twitch Gaming opening a silver pack under 23 for basically $45 here, but he didn't spend $45. He saved up his free-to-play in-game currency on Ultimate Champions, and he needs to wait for the pack first, and then once it loads, we can open it. He has a 95% chance to get an epic and a 5% chance, to get a mythic, which is the higher card. And he got, that's a common, and he got an epic. Okay. The common he got was Brendan Viridou. He's good. I actually have him. He scores well. And then the epic he got was Mark Asinor. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. So $45 of worth of MGC spent on this pack to get a player. What was his name? Mark Asinor. Right. This isn't a win. I can tell you now, this isn't a win. To get a player that's probably worth less than $10, right? Asinor. His last sale was on the 17th of February for $3, and the card at the moment is on the market for $14, which is probably, it's probably Twitch Gaming. Worst pack ever. I never save up my MGC that long again. I keep opening jumbos now. That's exactly how I felt, Twitch Gaming. You remember when I opened the international tier pack or whatever, and I got that that Hibbs youngster, what was it, Dylan Vente or whatever, and I was so disappointed because all that saving up, spending about $30 or $35 or whatever to get a card worth $10 was like, no, that's not what it should be about. So I think I'm going to be doing the jumbo packs after that, because I just tend to pull great players from jumbo packs, and the jumbo packs are such good value. For $750 MGC, you've got the potential to still pull this type of player, but you've also got really good chances, I think, to pull players of $20, $30, even just players that are good. Not necessarily that this player has low value, it's the fact that he's not just doing that good, is he? He did have a nice little spell, but now he's not, he's just playing crap, isn't he? I know. Yeah. Imagine if he did actually spend $45 on it. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm with you on it. I think whenever I open another Ultimate Champions pack, it's going to be a jumbo pack. I just don't see that it's worth saving the time or the MGC coins to do it. So unlucky, man. unlucky on that one. Right, Ultimate Champions deadline has kicked in. It's already started, the game week. Let's go over to Pooky here. Why do we have... Oh, we've got some XP to claim. Okay. What the hell's going on? I was going to say, why is it not claiming it? Oh, come on. Just kind of glitched out a little bit. It's not allowing us to claim the breast XP for some reason, but it's not that important for us for this game week. Okay, we don't need to make a change there. Okay, no changes at the moment. Perfect. Okay, this game week kicks off tonight as well. Well, I say this game week, this league kicks off tonight with the Cologne Leipzig game. Right. Guys, I've put this together. It's very rough and ready. But you can see on the screen here that I have gone back through I went back through the streams from this week, and I made a note of everybody who I asked on the stream to give me a prediction for my USA League games on Pooky. Okay, and if you missed this, then I'll just remind everyone, in Pooky, I asked the community this week to make my predictions for me in the USA League, which is a little bit risky, right? Because you could kind of get some crazy scorelines. But to add a little bit of spice and fun to this challenge, I promised that whoever done a prediction, if they got a prediction 100% correct with an exact score, they would win a limited card. So there's a potential here where I could give away 14 limited cards to 14 different viewers here on the channel this weekend. And you can see these are the games, of course. These are the predictions that were made. And then these are the guys that made them this week, okay? So, guys, we're not going to change them. Of course, once they're locked in, they're locked in. We won't change 2-3. We'll keep it now. We won't change 1-1. We'll keep it. But what we will do is we will go back to our USA predictions on Pooky, and we will see whether the odds have changed at all, which then might present an opportunity for us to squeeze more points out of this particular prediction, okay? So thank you again to everyone that made the predictions this week. It's the first time we've ever done this here. So if it is something that you guys enjoy, we can maybe make it like a weekly thing where we can ask the community and different people in the community each week. Oh, hello. Noisy Steve, thank you so much for the sub. And Twitch Gaming, your sub's already run out, is it? But you've resubbed. Thank you so much, Twitch Gaming. I thought you just subbed. I thought you subbed like the other day. Maybe you didn't. I thought you did, though. Because I asked you about the Prime badge, didn't I? Thank you anyway to Twitch Gaming and Noisy Steve for the sub, because the subs are so important. They really help to keep the channel going and allow me to do little initiatives like this where we can offer to give you guys cards and prizes and all that sort of stuff, okay? You did it yesterday, but you know my Prime issues. Yeah, I do. I can't believe you've not got to the bottom of that yet. Can anyone send me the Ultimate Champ referral for FTS link? I can send it you now, Critical Chris. There you go. It's in the chat there. That is the link. Use that link if you want to give Ultimate Champions a try. That is the referral link. Okay, so just to run through them, you can see them on the screen. Twitch Gaming predicted 3-2 for Montreal to beat Chicago. We also got a 1-1 prediction for DC United versus Inter Miami from Icon98. FBL Thinker backed Seattle Sounders to beat Colorado 3-1 at home. Noisy Steve backed Toronto to beat New York City FC 2-1. Arthur went for 2-1 for Columbus to beat New York. And that's New York Red Bulls there. Then Everton Matrix went for Dallas to beat Whitecaps 2-1. Connor went for Austin to beat Philadelphia 3-1 at home. And Nathabam went for 2-0 win for Nashville at home against Charlotte this weekend. Boy Matty went for 2-1 for Houston to beat Portland. Horny Bastard. I put Horny Bastard stroke Mikey 8989 because I think Horny Bastard has changed his name. When I was watching it back, I think Horny Bastard was then Mikey 8989. If I'm wrong, correct me. But yeah, I think that is the same person. Anyways, he went for 3-0 for Sporting KZ to beat San Jose Earthquakes. Mark Gork went for a 2-2, a high-score draw between Minnesota and LAFC. Fury Sin went for Galaxy to beat St. Louis 2-1. Rude went for New England to beat Cincinnati 3-0, which I think is really bold, and hopefully that comes off. And then last but not least, we've got a 3-2 prediction for Atlanta to beat Orlando from Tistil. So these are the 14 guys that can all win a limited card from me this weekend, and they will win one if we get a score 100% correct. So let me ask the chat right here, right now, how many of these predictions, and therefore how many of these guys here, are we going to be giving away a limited card this weekend? You guys tell me who's got it 100% correct, and how many 100% correct predictions do you think we're going to have on Pooky this weekend in the USA League? I think bold. Yeah, slightly, I'd say bravado, Rude. Boy Matty, hello to you, man. I didn't realise you was in the chat here. How's it going? I think 6 will be correct, including mine. So Boy Matty thinks that his is going to be correct. I've got to be honest with you. I think yours will be correct. I think it will be 2-1 here. I think 6 is high, though. I mean, if we got 6 exactly correct, then not only, of course, am I going to give away 6 limited cards to those guys, but then on Pooky, we'll probably end up getting like a top 10, top 20 finish if we got 6 correct. Probably even a podium. Twitch Gaming says, I'd say we get 4 correct scores on total. The Montreal, Houston, LAFC, and Atlanta one. I'm always here, but don't talk much. Just love watching your streams. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, so you love to lurk a little bit. That's brilliant. I'm just very happy that you love the streams enough to jump on. So thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And I love to see when you chip in as well from time to time. How can I join this, Pangelino? You can't this week, no. What I'm thinking about doing to make it fair is I'm thinking about adding a new free tip scout fund coupon, which then will allow you to redeem your coupons so that you get a spot where you can then predict. Because then if you can do it, if you can redeem it, then it's another incentive to jump on the streams, right? So that you can save up those coupons and then secure your place on the predictions list here, which will then give you an extra chance to win a limited card. That's the way I'm thinking about doing it. I don't know how much it would be priced at. I need to figure that out this weekend. And yeah, I don't know what I would call it. But at the moment, we've got one Pooky, like free tip scout fund coupon, which is Timo Pooky, where I can predict a game for you guys if you cash in your coupons for it. But I've always wanted to have like a second Pooky free tip scout fund coupon. And it just so happens that this kind of idea came to mind this week. And I think that it would suit, like a free tip scout fund coupon edition, right? Because otherwise it's not going to be fair. Like we've done it this week and we've done it based on who was just there in the chat and who was prepared to do a prediction, right? And I thought that's a good way to start it. But like going forward, so that enough people can get involved in this, I need to make sure that it's not the same people that every week are doing it, right? That it's people in the chat. It's like you guys that have earned the right to be included in it because you've been jumping on, you've been collecting the coupons and saving them up, right? So I think we'll do that from next week, where I'll add this weekend a new free tip scout fund coupon. And then if you redeem it on a stream, then you get your name basically on this list here. And I think what we'll do is we'll keep it every week in the USA League, because the USA League is actually, let's just dive it back as well. The USA League, you guys know, is a league that I want to predict in every week anyway. And I think it's the best league to do because it has the most amount of games per week, which means that more people can take part in it. If we were doing it in like the German league, for example, then it means that there'd only be 9 people each week that could join the list to win a limited card. Whereas here we can obviously get an additional 5. The other league that we could switch between every now and then would be the Argentinian league, because the Argentinian league also has 14 games every week. So there might be some times where we think, okay, let's mix it up. Let's not do the USA League. But then if I do mix it up, I will then probably do the Argentinian League so that we can keep the 14 games, which means then that 14 people can enter it. Free Tip Scout, you should do it via raffle, and people can join the raffle with 10 Free Tip Scout coupons, for example. So everyone has the same chances. Yeah, we could do it like that too. I'll have to think about whether I want to do a raffle or whether I want to do it as a coupon where it's like, I don't know, 3,000 or whatever. And then you save up for it. And then once you've spent it, or once you've done it, or like redeemed it, you then go in the list. And I think the important thing would be that because the coupons reset every stream, if you redeem a coupon, say, on one stream, then your name's going to go in the list, right? But then it would mean that if you redeem that coupon again on the next stream, it doesn't mean that you get your name on the list a second time. I would just basically refund the coupons back to you. We'd check the list every stream. So we'd see that we don't have any duplicates or whatnot. But yeah, I like it. I like the idea as well, man. I like the suggestion of a raffle. So yeah, I'll have a think whether we do a raffle. I mean, does anyone have a preference at all? Maybe we can put it out to a chat here, like a preference, a question for the chat. Whether, would you guys prefer it to be a raffle system where it might be like 100, something really low on the coupon amount, but then it means that potentially the amount of people that could be involved in that raffle could be a lot, right? Could be, I don't know, 70, 80, whatever, because it will be so low that everyone can just participate in it. They can buy a raffle ticket, right? And then we then almost use random.org to then draw who the people are going to be in it. Or would you prefer that we just say this this free Tip Scout Fund coupon at like say 5,000 or whatever the amount is, but then once you've redeemed that coupon, you're automatically on that list? What would everyone prefer? Raffle's a good idea. I think you can do the raffle via the bot here too. Raffle for me as well, says Boy Matty as well. Okay. Interesting. Only one chance per person, yeah. Yeah. I will think about it, what we're gonna do. Because technically, I know you guys are saying the raffle, and I could probably set it up with a bot as well to manage the raffle. Technically, that's going to be a little bit more work and management to do than just adding a new free Tip Scout Fund coupon that then, when it gets redeemed, we add them straight into the list. So I'm just thinking, to save time, it might be the other way. But I actually appreciate everyone who's saying what you would prefer. So let me think about it this weekend. Let me flesh it out properly, and then we'll figure out what we do from next week. Yeah, because we almost don't. If we do whatever way we do, we want to do a system that is fair, of course, but also a system that's not too clunky for administration, right? It doesn't want to be the sort of thing where it's just a hassle to manage, or we're spending too much time to manage it. We almost need it to be a system where you can get added into the list really quickly, and then it's done, right? And then whoever then else wants to be on the list can get added on quickly. We add them in, and it's done, right? So let me think about it this weekend. But for sure, we're going to do something where you guys can continue to make my predictions for me, and we'll see whether as a community we can hit like a really big score on Pooky, and at the same time also give away some limited cards as well to those guys that do get it 100% correct. All right, cool. So what we need to do here is we need to check our scores to see whether there's any games here that are going to go up. At the moment, it doesn't look like it. No. That one's gone up, but by 0.1. So we're not going to spend any to update that one. This one's gone up by 0.2, so we don't need to do that either. This one's gone up by, oh my God, this one's gone up by 0.1 as well. So absolutely not worth spending energy to update the score just to get an additional 0.1. This one's gone up by 0.3, at 345.4 to 345.7. We don't update predictions unless we can get around an extra 5 or more most of the time. That's like the general rule of thumb. Yeah, they haven't gone up. So it's okay. What we'll do, we've got 27 energy left over. What we'll do, and I'll do it off stream, is that again tomorrow I'll log in to Pooky and I will check all of these games again, and I'll see whether the odds have changed and whether we can get more points for certain predictions or not. And if we can, I'll use some of this energy to update the predictions if we can update them and get enough of a big points boost to it. ideally, I want to try and pay 20 forward into the next game week. So we have 7 energy and it costs 2 energy to update your prediction, which means that ideally I only want to be able to update 3, and then that will leave us with 21, and then I can spend the 20 left over on predicting. Oh shit, no way. Game week 70 only has 3 match days in it. 3. We need to go hard in that. Now, we can go hard in it because we have an... Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on a minute. If it's the Argentinian League and the USA League, they both have 14 games, right? Which means we're going to... This one has 15. This one in this week has 15. So it starts on... Oh, this one starts in 4 hours. Okay, so we can't do it. This is why this is a little bit misleading. It actually doesn't start in 3 days' time. It starts in 4 hours. Okay, so if we did want to do this, which we definitely want to play game week 70, we would then need to do... Yeah, we would have enough next week to be able to predict in this one fully. And then to predict in the and predict in the USA one. Okay. That was the most evil laugh ever. I'll have to watch that back and hear me. I didn't even realize that I made a laugh, but yeah. That's annoying because I would have liked to have done the Argentinian League here. The reason being is that because there's only 3 match days, it means that these 3 leagues are going to offer a huge prize pool, because the prize pool stays the same at 7,800 as it was here, but 7,800 is now divided and split up between a lot less, right? Which means that individually these competitions have a much higher prize pool compared to this game week 69, where there are 10 match days. So that prize pool of 7,800 needs to be divvied up and split around much more competitions. So we'll hit the USA League hard next week, and we will pay 20 forward into that soon. All right, guys, there is a couple of minutes until the game week starts, and yeah, there's Mikey 8989. Are you still here in the chat? You are. Mikey, have you changed your name? Have you changed your name from Horny Bastard? You did. Okay, I thought so. Yeah. I wasn't entirely sure, but when I was going back through the streams and making a note of who said what prediction for what game, when I was looking at the chat replay, instead of the chat replay telling me Horny Bastard, it was saying Mikey8989. But then obviously I could hear myself talking and I was saying Horny Bastard at the same time. So I was like, did he change his name? But you did. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to just correct that now. Why did you change your name from Horny Bastard? I loved Horny Bastard. It was such a cool name. Was your name attracting a load of creepers on Twitch? Is that something that happens? Didn't want to hear you say it anymore. Love it. See, now I'm sad because I loved saying horny bastard. But now it's fine. We've got Mikey instead. Love it. Mikey 8989. All right. The days of horny bastard are over. Guys, there's 1 minute and 50 seconds until the next game week starts. Good luck to everyone this weekend on Sorare and on Pooky, on Ultimate Champions as well, but especially on Sorare with the lineups that you've got. Hello to Connor. Yeah, good luck to everyone. Please let me know how you get on. I definitely want to hear how you guys get on. I'm also really excited. I'm probably more excited than I need to be. I'm also very excited to open the tier 5 that we're going to get from the Cap 220 here. Look, tier 5. I haven't looked at the prize pool because it's a tier 5. You get everything in there. I think because we didn't finish at the absolute bottom of the tier 5, we might get lucky and we might end up pulling, God, like a Joris Kayembe or something, or a Zappacosta's in there. God, Sean's in there. Oso's in the tier 5. Damn. Julian Lelyfeld's in there. Danny Ings is in there. Issa Kabor. Munayin's in there. I love Munayin. It's a real pick and mix, the tier 5 prize pool. You could either get some absolute dog shit or you could get some real gold in the tier 5 prize pool. Because the quality of the players varies so much. Look, Joel Matip's in there. Now, Joel Matip doesn't play, but Joel Matip, when he does play, he hits huge. He's also a Liverpool player, which meant that if you did win him and you didn't want to use him, you could just sell him to a Liverpool collector. Really interesting mix of players in there. Look, Peter Gherkins is in there. Josip Elez is in there. Ooh, I'm interested to see what we can get later on tonight. Okay, so just as we were... Oh, look, they've updated as well the picture for Rivals. Interesting. So we've got... we've got Parejo, Danny Parejo, and... this is the goalkeeper, isn't it? This is the Athletic... what's his name? God, I've just completely hit a blank. The Athletic Bilbao goalkeeper. What's his name? It's a good goalkeeper as well. Unai Simon. That's it. Thank you. Unai Simon. Yeah. I had a complete meltdown on my mind there. Couldn't remember it. Right. The new game week is open. What we're going to do, as we always do, and FBL has been able to redeem Show Me the Money. Wow. That's great timing. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy FBL a card of his choice, a card that he wants, any card, up to a value of £10. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to do that in a minute. Did it just open up now? Okay. Have you been clicking it non-stop for like the past 3 hours or so? Just desperate not to miss out on it. Love it. I'm glad that you got it. I'm glad you got it. It gives you a countdown. I asked people this earlier. I said, can you guys see a countdown? And everyone said they can't see the countdown. Now Connor's saying it gives you a countdown. Can you see the countdown or not? We can probably see it now, right? Because it's been redeemed. But I asked earlier, I said, when? Like, what's the countdown? And you guys told me, no, you can't see anything. FPL couldn't see it. Yeah, I remember, Connor. I remember a few months back, like, you saw the countdown on it, didn't you? Maybe they've changed it in Twitch then. Because when you done it, I remember. We looked at it, didn't we? Because you were asking, you were saying, when can I do it? And I said, I don't know. And then we kind of looked and it said a couple of days, right? Something else for me to look into this weekend. for now, let's just quickly see what teams we can put out. Oh, we've got a starting goalkeeper in rare of Dominguez. Oh, okay. So this was one of the reasons why I bought LDU Quito, because this is going to be a not a European game. This is going to be like a continental type of game for them. And this is why I bought a lot of their rares, because they will give me midweek utility. I think it's the Copa Libertadores, right? Should be. It's not coming up here, but this should be a Copa Libertadores game for them. LDU Quito. Game week, games, okay. Game week 460. Yeah, Club is that Club Libertad? Because Club Libertad are in the Paraguayan League. Oh, it's Liga Pro. Oh, interesting. It's actually just a league game. Oh, I thought this might be a continental one. No, it is that one, yeah. Well, that's great. Even if it's a league game, I will take a midweek game with my Ecuadorian boys there. Let's go back. Sorry, I need to see how many players we've actually got. Right. We've only got 3 outfielders available, which means that we can do cap 220 with... Oh, shit, you know what? We can't do cap 220. Oh, damn it, man. Because look, Quintero's got an L15 of 64, Piovi's 55, Hoyos is 45, and our goalkeeper's 61. So all we would need really is a limited card, but they're too high. They're too high for us to play. This is a pain. So what we might need to do actually is I might need to go out and buy another another rare, because we've got actually good players here. Look, POV. Look, then it's already out. Look, we can't even afford to put Hoyos in here at 45. Look, Hoyos alone. Where's Hoyos gone? Oh, he's not a forward. Look, Hoyos alone is 45. We've only got 40 left over. So we need to like abandon that idea, which I didn't think was going to happen anyway, because these guys are too high in their L15s. But what we could maybe do, could we do them in a cap 240? I think 240 is going to be a stretch, you know? Which then maybe makes me think that we would have to do an America team with them, which actually wouldn't be too bad. POV, and then look, freaking Hoyos is 45. We can't do it. We can't do it. Because then we've only got 15. So we could do it in cap 270, but I think it would actually just be better if we went into Champion America Rare to see if we could win. Oh, damn. There's only 35 because there's not a lot of games that are being played. Oh, man. To be fair, we could probably win it because you've got in here a load of Ecuadorian games which are not being covered. No, they're not. It's not like they're not being covered. There's not enough players that have a license for them. And then you've got Argentina's juniors. You've got these ones here which are covered. Okay. Of course, we could throw them into All-Star if we wanted to as well. I think we need to do this now. But what I want to do to begin with is I want to do FBL Show Me the Money. I was thinking that we could end with that. We could end the stream with me buying FBL Show Me the Money card. But I actually think live on the stream, I want to try and fix this now so that we've then got a full 5 team rare that we can either play in All-Star or Champ America or 270. So I think I'm going to be focusing on an America player here. And from the looks of it, we need a forward. Because if we go back into it, the one player that we don't have was a forward, right? Yeah. Okay. FPL, what do you want? I initially wanted Evander, but his price increased too much. So now going for the goalkeeper, Jorge Braun. Okay. Are you sure? That's definitely who you want, right? FPL Thinker, you here? Oh my God, what's going on? Bought by this card bought by this guy 3 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago, a minute ago. What's going on? Why is it that all of a sudden, yeah, they're just absolutely caning him for the game week, aren't they? Um, hmm. All right. Technically, I need to put more money into the game anyway, because I'm going to need to buy a forward, a rare forward. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how much I'm going to need to deposit because we obviously don't know the player that we're going to go for. I don't want to spend more than £30 and why don't I put 30 into the game? I think that's going to be too much actually because I really don't want to spend 30, but that's almost like my max limit. Imagine if we bloody win tonight a rare forward. Imagine if we buy like a rare forward. Not buy, we win a rare forward tonight that is perfect for us to use next week. That would be typical, wouldn't it? Feeling confident for the game week? Question mark. I am indeed. How are you feeling? How are you feeling about it? This is a little bit over, but you know what? Just because there was a card there that was available for us to buy and we were just a little bit slow to buy it, we're going to buy this one now. It's a little bit more, but yeah, we'll make an exception. We're not going to piss about trying to get him under 10 because from the looks of it, everyone's just buying him, snapping him up straight away. So I got the card for you now. So I'm going to send that over to you, FBL, your Jorge Braun. Thank you so much for jumping on the strings enough to earn 75,000, man. And please, if you can, please do share this on Twitter later today because I often hear people don't realize that we do this as a benefit. And I think it's quite a cool benefit. And I think people would jump on more streams as well if they knew that they could win a card that I would buy them of their choice. So, yeah, if you don't mind, FBL, do drop a little message later and tag me in, and I'll then retweet it. He has increased, yeah. He's got a game. What I usually don't expect, though, is to see that happening live where you go on a player, even if they've got a game in the next game week, and then all of a sudden it's like gone, 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 like right in front of your eyes, right? It's quite nice to see that because it shows that there is some demand there in the game. Where the frickin' hell is our Jorge Braun? Do we have him yet? Oh my God. Okay, we got him. Let's send him to you. Why is he not coming up? Yorgay. Let's try Yorgay instead. Oh, for God's sake. So we're going to have to wait, from the looks of it, a couple more minutes for that to happen. Okay, yeah, we'll come back to this in a minute. We've bought him. Unfortunately, he's not turning up yet in our, when we go to add a card, he's not appearing. So we'll wait a few more minutes and then hopefully we'll refresh the page and he'll turn up. And then we can send him to FBL. What we need to do in the meantime is we need to get a new forward. Now, most of my players that I have, okay, there's international football happening as well. The Euro 2024 qualifiers. I really want an American forward. Oh. So there's a player from Quito that I might buy because he has a card. And it's Estrada, but he's not doing that good. Oh, I'm not paying £30 for Estrada. And forget about that right now. I'm not paying £30 for this. No way. Okay. So can't go for Alvarado because he doesn't have a forward card. I mean, obviously it makes more sense if we can try and get a forward, but that's the big problem with Quito is that they don't really have good forwards and they don't have forwards that have cards in the game, really. Like the ones that are good. Like this guy here. You can see they don't really score many goals. So let's go back to FBL to see if we can do it now. All right, Yorgay. Okay, still not there. Okay. Let's do a little bit of a scout here. I wasn't really expecting to put more money into the game. But in this instance, I think we need to do it, which is why we've done it. There's only 77 forwards that have a game in game week 460. Damn. And we've only got a budget of about £30 as well. This is going to be tricky. Walter Bow's doing good at the moment. Isn't he? Yeah, he is doing good. Look, I knew he'd do good. Do you remember, guys, when I told you about Walter Bow when he wasn't playing all the way over here? And I was like, he's great. And he is doing good now. I wish we could have bought him. Too expensive. Let's let's filter by the floor and ascending. Bow and Milton Jimenez. Is Milton Jimenez got a game? If Milton Jimenez has a game, then I might be interested in checking him out again. Ooh. Who's at the bottom? Fontas here. God, Fontas is like £2.92. It's incredibly cheap for this type of player. He's not doing that good in his club. He's not really playing, but he doesn't really tend to play enough either for Greece, does he? Bit of a shame for him and for us as well. Smell Prevlax there. Yaremchuk's not bad at all. Yaremchuk tends to play for the national team as well, right? yes and no. Depends, doesn't it, really? Probably have to say that at the moment, he's doing okay for his club, Valencia. It's only £8.76 as well. I really do like him. He's got loads of goals in him, but the problem with him is that for a long time, he's really not started enough, right? And sort of like he's now starting a bit more. Yeah, it could be. You're right. Even the sub points could be enough, really. There's definitely a potential there with the Aramchuk. Ty potentially, well, for Israel, he won't play. We've got Carozo. I've liked this guy before. He's playing in Liga Pro, but he's doing kind of poo. He's not doing that good. But he's an okay player. But the problem is that he's playing for a weak team and he's not really starting. Prefer to target him if he was starting. He's also £9.93. Got Swiderski, who could get on for Poland. Malcolm Brader's there. Yeah, someone mentioned Brader, no? Yeah, Brader for San Lorenzo. He's a good player because of his AA. It's 15.6, isn't it? He's not very prolific. He doesn't really contribute enough, in my opinion, attacking-wise, but he starts and he has good AA. And he has a forward card as well. So he could be an option. Oh. Adam Buxa. So I'm a big fan of Adam Buxa. One of the issues with potentially buying him is that, first of all, he might not actually play. Because you can see here, he doesn't really tend to start enough for the national team. And we'd be looking at him for game at 460, which is the qualifier game against Estonia. Now, it is Estonia. So technically, Poland don't really need to be playing like their best players for that game. No disrespect to Estonia, but they don't. So he might be given an opportunity to play, but it's too much of a risk, really, for us to do, I think, for £25. You guys know that I tend to want to only try and spend as little as I can on Sorare, because even buying a player like this at £17 might seem good and £25, but their price will often go down. He uses Angelos at Delphin now, but he's not really starting enough. The problem. Swiderski's not really starting enough, is he? For Verona. Good play. His price is quite good. £13 there. He does tend to get more game time with Poland. Look, his scoring for Poland's pretty good. I think the other thing we need to think about here is that we're a little bit undecided, aren't we? As to whether we're actually going into All-Star America 270. If we targeted an America forward, then we could play a full America team and potentially win. So that's something that we have to think about here, where if we put America there, we then have 22 results, right? Because I might want to put this team into America. And then that's really then presenting the likes of Walter Bow, Gaston Veron, who's a sub player really, but he's a good youngster. He's doing pretty good at the moment, actually. Who do they have? In game week 460, they've got Rosario at home. That's a little bit tough. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it really is, which is why I would prefer to hit America, because there aren't a lot of matches as well that are covered in game week 460 that have full licensed players for them too. Malcolm Braid is the almost like the safe option here, but probably the option that's not going to give us the level of scoring that we are kind of hoping could give us a win, because he just doesn't provide enough. What do you think of Potion Palo for the next game week in Limited? Who does he have? Yeah, I was thinking about Zahavi, but I did look at him, Connor. It's a good shout. But then if I get him, then my flexibility to switch the team over to America's done. It's incredible how there are so few. Why don't we put this up a little bit more? Put this to 43. Do we get more? We get an additional 3 there. Okay. So then there's Estrada. Oh, Maxi Romero pops up though. Romero's all right. He scores goals. I think he's got a good record, no? Yeah, for the starts he's had, I think his record's pretty good. It's 25 as well. It's £31.53. That's a potential. Like if we got Estrada, then what we could let's do the team as well live so we can work it out. Oh my God, don't tell me we still don't have Jorge Braun. Like we do, but why can we not select him? What's going on? How is he not coming up now? Like we bought him about 20 minutes ago. Yeah, it's a good shout. Let's do a new tab. I mean, we've been refreshing the page and everything, but let's do a new tab, yeah. Let's go back to FBL Thinker. Let's try with the new tab here. It's still not coming up. It's so bizarre. Yeah, could do that as well. Yeah. Could do that. He could send me an offer for Braun. It's just bizarre that we can't do it the other way. But yeah, you could do that as well. You could send me an offer for the Braun, and then I could send it to you. Braun doesn't show up, no? It's probably slow on the blockchain. That's what's probably going on. Yeah, it's not for lack of trying, is it? We received an offer. Okay, you've been able to do it. There you go. Perfect. So weird that we couldn't actually initiate the sale, not the sale, but we couldn't initiate the transfer. But yeah, this is the way that we can do it. Yeah, I want to accept anyway, and then we're going to accept it. So yeah, sorry that took so long. But there you go, FBL Think Up. Your gay Braun is yours now, man. Romero's had a kind of an interesting career because he came through at Velez, and he got bought by PSV Eindhoven for 10 million, but he got like loaned back. Then he joined Racing on loan. Then they bought him permanently, and he's been kind of loaned out to Argentina's juniors. So he's kind of a player that has had a lot of potential, but he's not really quite been able to find like a home. They have an option to buy him. His goal scoring record's not that good, especially when he's at PSV. It's pretty bad. Racing Club wasn't that great. FIFA's saying he's had quite a few injuries as well. So look at his injury history. Yeah, he's had a load, hasn't he? He's been through the wars quite a bit. Big ones too. 217 days there. 45, 357, which is a whole year, of course. Yeah, he's had it rough. A risky investment. Jonathan Dos Santos is playing now for Mushuk in Liga Pro. That's interesting, because he had decent scores back in the day. He's not actually playing for a good team, I don't think, anyway. Can't remember his goal scoring record. It's not bad. Look, it's like a 1 in 3. He's had a couple of successful stints at Universitario, Cerro Largo. Quintaro was a little bit disappointing. The same for De San Luis as well. It's quite cheap though. Don't remember seeing him come up before. Take that off. Where was he? Yeah, he was here. Like, the team that he's playing for is not that great, I don't think. Where did they finish, like, last season? Yeah, like, down here. I think even the season before, they weren't that great either. Almost the same position. That was the first stage, though. But they never really struck me as a team that's that great. It's probably a good signing for them, Dos Santos, but he's yet to get off the mark. And it's who would they have? Who do they have? In game week 460, they've got Kumbaya. Maybe. It's not really. Yeah, I kind of feel like what you're saying, Rude, is that if we were going to spend roughly this anyway, we could just spend an extra 3 and get Malcolm Brader for 26. He's 26 years old. Sure, he's not going to give us the level of scoring that we need. This is decent for like less than a tenner, but there's a big risk with this guy because he doesn't start. He's got a lot of good potential. He's got Delphin at home. Like, you can see that he's a relatively new signing, so he's still trying to find his way into the team. Like, he's come from Sporting Cristal, and he's only like making bench appearances at the moment. So he could potentially by game week 460 maybe get a start, but it's too much of a risk, really. Cerruti's not bad, but he's not playing. I mean, Walter Bow would be the type of player that, given his form, be the type of player that could help us to maybe win Champ America in the midweek if we wanted to do it. It's just his kind of price is high. Carozzo had a slight knock before the game of the season. Okay, for the first game of the season. Like, Brader's upside is huge, but he doesn't hit the upside enough. That's the thing. Yeah. I don't want to spend this. I certainly don't want to spend even 30 really on him. Is anyone actually selling him in cash? They are. Yeah. Wonder whether this guy would take like 30 quid for him. How much he bought him for £5 4 months ago. See, that was the time to buy him. I don't want to spend £30. I don't. I said it before. I don't want to spend that type of money. It's not worth it. So we need to forget about Bo. Yeah, we need to forget about it. The price point completely puts me off. I'm not spending £30 on Estrada. These guys are out. Jose Angelo is out too. I do like Gaston Veron because he's starting at the moment as well. And in game week 460, he's actually got a tricky game against Rosario, but then we're also picking up an under 23 player. So I could get more behind buying this type of player. Because then he's a better investment. Did they not have a game in game week 459? No, they don't, do they? His stats for the season are okay. He's only started in 6 out of 9. It's a bit of a risky one. It's not that good a fixture either, if we're being honest about it. We've got Luca here, who looks like he's out injured. Yeah. But he would be going up against Argentinos Juniors. To be fair, Brady's got the home game. So does Dos Santos as well. Yeah. There's not a lot of good options, are there? And the reason we're looking at America is so we can keep the option open to maybe play the whole team in America. Because, of course, if we can try and win in-season America cards, and we really want to try to do it. So the way I'm looking at this here is that we either go for someone like Dos Santos, Breda, or Gaston Veron. I like Veron because he's an under 20, he's like a 22-year-old. So he'd kind of help us for the midweek. Problem is you never really know when he's going to start or play, but he's almost like a better investment. Oh, that one's from Sir Hiss as well. Okay. And this is Park Trader. The other card that we were thinking of was Malcolm Radar. Let's get rid of that there. Malcolm Radar's 1723, 1752. Let's have a look at his stats as well, I think, Malcolm Radar. Yeah. Because he's not really going to provide like an attack in return, right? He has a forward card, but he's much more of like a wing back. Which is why he's actually a good forward in many respects in Sorare, because the odd time that he does deliver some kind of attack in return, he's usually then going to hit like a really big score because his AA is already very good. Well, we need somebody. We need somebody. I think I'm probably going to pick up Veron here. Just mainly for the fact also he's under 23. Yeah, let's do it. Let's commit to it. Oh, can we not do it? Is that not the cash one? Oh, it's not the cash one, is it? How annoying is that? That would have been the better card to have picked up. Amalek are doing good at the moment. Ah, they have Christian Naboa. Wow. Okay. Yeah, no wonder Washington Caruso is probably going to struggle to get in there. Naboa's great. He was smashing it so much in the Russian Premier League. He's quite old now at 38, but so it's a good move for him. How much is he? Not that he's a forward. How much is he? 39 average, 51. And there won't be any more cards minted of him either. Interesting. He was smashing it a lot in the Russian Premier League. He was like ridiculous, really. What was the last formation they played? Okay, so they're playing Castelli up front. Caruso comes on for 14 minutes for Castelli. So yeah, they're running with him. He's doing okay as well. He's been with them for a while. Well, not for a while, but it looks like he's their main forward. Okay. This guy's so not worth £30 at the moment. He actually had, I think it was one good season for, is it DC United? He didn't even have one good season for DC United. I had high hopes for him when he moved to DC United, but just didn't work out for him. Yeah, he's definitely not worth 30 quid. Let's do it. Let's buy Gaston. We're really scraping the bottom of the barrel. Yeah. It might even be that we don't even go into America, but given that there are a lot of matches that are happening this week in the midweek that just don't have enough licensed players for them, we've probably got a very good chance actually to get into the top 35 and win one of the prizes that hopefully are new in season. So Gaston Veron is the one we're going to do. Let's pull the trigger. There we go. Oh, it's invalid. Okay. definitely at the top end of what I was looking to. Well, I didn't want to pay it, but it's definitely at the top end of what I was prepared to pay. Really didn't want to be spending £30 at all, and we didn't. But we've managed to get an under 23 forward for Argentina's juniors, who can now slot into our forward position here. Gaston Veron, and then we'll captain Quintero there for now. Okay. There's only a tier 1 to be won in as first place, right? But even the tier 1 could be quite good. Just think when you look at the matches here, look, there's like 8 Ecuadorian games, and most of these Ecuadorian teams do not have a license on Sorare. So there's going to be very few players that actually have a card on Sorare. And then there's only 3 Argentina games, and a lot of these also don't have full licenses as well. I mean, like Belgrano, Godoy. Yeah, I think we do need to prioritize this one. Yeah, the big game, you're right. The big game that worries me in this midweek in Champion America is this one here. Argentina's Juniors Rosario. This is like the game that I think could potentially stop us from getting a podium or winning it, depending on how these two teams do. I'm not too worried about the other Ecuadorian games here because of the fact that there's just not really, there's hardly any players from these teams that have cards in the game. Okay. Well, that's what we're doing for the rare in the midweek. And then let's delete the 220 because we won't have a team for that, or for the 240. We'll add those into Academy. Do we have a team for... Do we have enough players to put out? I don't think we actually have a starting goalkeeper. No, we don't. And I'd be surprised, actually, if we have a starting goalkeeper for Cap 220. Like, I think we would have enough players to put out a lineup. But the problem is not having a goalkeeper, is it? And we're certainly not going to go and buy one. Now that we've just gone and spent on a rare. We don't even have enough, actually. Look, we don't have enough players to technically put out a team. Like, we could put Piovi in midfield, Mertens in defence, Brian Ramirez doesn't play. Yeah, we can't play limited. But that's okay. It's one of those game weeks, isn't it? Where I think I'm grateful that we can even just put out one semi-solid team here. And that's true, yeah. Quintero might not play. Yeah. We'll cross that bridge. Dominguez isn't playing? No way. Why? Oh, how annoying is that? Wait, how annoying is that? All right. Yeah, so he's going to be away with the national team, isn't he? We probably should have checked that, to be fair. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah, he's there. Dominguez, and then... that's annoying. Okay. Such a shame that we've got the game week where we have our starting goalkeeper and it's now like he's not going to play. So annoying. All right. Maybe I'll sort that out on the weekend. I think it was okay. That's why we wanted to invest in an under 23 role, because if that kind of thing happens, then at least we've got someone for the future. So that's okay. All right, I think we're going to end the stream here. We've been live for a long time and we've pretty much covered everything we need to. So guys, thank you so much for today. I hope you enjoyed the stream and you found a lot out from it. Also, don't forget that you can check out my new YouTube video. So go check it out. It's covering 10 underrated gems on the game, and there'll probably be a few players in there that you won't have heard of before. So check it out. And then we're going to be back again on Sunday. We will do a watch along on Sunday, I think. We haven't done one in a long time. So we'll see if there's any good games that we can do a watch along on. But until then, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for the support on the channel. I'll catch you all in a couple of days. Catch you then.